Welcome.
Hey guys, welcome back.
I know you guys loved us so much, so we're here again.
Make sure you guys tune in because we got the psycho clown right here, and then we have our
I'm a crazy ex-girlfriend.
girlfriend. I love that, the crazy ex-girlfriend. And B,
I'm Chucky's wife.
yes.
¿Cómo se llama?
Ni sé, güey. But we look good, huh?
Oh yeah, we look amazing. If you guys aren't watching us on YouTube, you need to go on YouTube and look at how great we look.
Seriously, we
We
really
look
do.
good. We look like Bae.
Yeah, and if you guys need a wig, let me know.
Wigsbyv.com.
Wigsbyv.com or eyelashes. They're there.
We are live, coming to you live from DJ Nasty's studio.
Systems in place.
You heard it here first. What's next?
What are our topics today?
Oh,
Gotta
they're
go
there.
put some
We talked
shoes.
about our Halloween plans. Do you guys want to talk about how much you love Halloween?
Oh yes, Viva's actually mentioning earlier. You said how it's cool that we can dress up only once a year. You know, and I thought that was like a pretty cool like idea that popped in your head. Like I was like, because it's so fun. Besides like other parties that people do have like costume parties, but like, why is it just once a year that we're able to dress up to be whoever we want, right? Like to be whoever we want. That's kind of like I saw that. That was pretty cool.
It really was, and it's like, why can't we? And even just me, I wish I could wake up every day and just be that badass woman that I really want to be. But there's days that I can't, and it's just like, it's hard. But it's like, how come on Halloween or like on October, we do get that energy or that pump or whatever it is to be like, yeah, I'm going to be da-da-da-da-da.
I'm going to get creative. And,
yeah. Why?
I think so because like obviously like nobody wants to be like, what the hell? Why are you wearing a third eye today and it's Tuesday? Girl, like, did you wake up and you're like, what? Why do you have an eye? You know what I mean?
Actually, I meant more like if you give the energy to be like, oh, I'm gonna dress up. Like, why can't you give the energy to be like, I'm gonna work on something?
Oh,
and be someone.
Okay.
And change myself, change my generation, change like who you are. Just going like, just I feel like sometimes, and even I get stuck in that world where you just wake up and it's like a robot, and you do what you got to do. Versus like there's other days that I have like that motivation, and I'm like, all right, what is the plan? Where are we? I dropped the ball. We talked about that last time. It was like you dropped the ball, and it's like, all right, let's pick it all up. And it's like, why drop the ball? It makes it so much harder. Versus like with Halloween, we're like, oh yeah, we get that energy, and we do dress up.
Do you write things down to like do you think like, I mean, like, is it something like where do you do a schedule and stuff? Like, I mean, because sometimes I don't like, I mean, most of the time I try to just like wing my days, but it just depends on like what is there to do also, you know. If it's, you know, you just have right now, it's just if it's just family that's kind of coming in hand, you know, it's just like putting a schedule with them and also taking them into consideration and being able to like, you know, like when your clients come in, like I think you have more like you are more of a like an entrepreneur by yourself, because like you have your own business like that's actually like, if you don't wake up in the morning and like get your shit, like nobody's gonna come and pay you your bills. Like me, like I'm like, I can call my boss and be like, hey, you know, like I'm gonna be late, you know, like, you know, something came up, right? But you know, and then my job's still gonna, you know, I still get paid for 7 hours, you know, whatever, or you know, 6 hours, whatever. But for you, it's like, dude, an hour can lose you 1,000. An hour can lose you 500. An hour can lose you a client.
Or
you know what I
not
mean?
lose anything, but it's
you
like
know?
a lot of times like it plays on your head, and like and that's why I feel like I'm really hard on myself, because I know I can be better, but it's hard.
No, yeah, most definitely, because there's it takes time too. You don't see results like from one day to the other. Like I'm like, we're not gonna see it from tomorrow to today. And then because, you know, you're building it, you know, you're making yourself better, you're working with more clients, you're working closer with them. I don't know like how long your relationship is with clients, but it looks like to me that it's just more deeper. Is that just much more deeper? Because me, I just feel like I just sometimes show up. You know, I'm a DJ, so I show up. You know, I see them for 4 or 5 hours. You know, and I just just make them party and stuff like that. But you actually, I think you see them, maybe 2-3 times a day, or like 2 times in a week, or or in a month. It's just depending on what is their needs with you, and then how comfortable they are with also like their look also. You know what I mean? So if they're not feeling confident be able to stand and go to every party, or even just going to like, doing their normal day-to-day, going to their normal 9 to 5, and they don't feel comfortable doing that, then obviously they got to come back to you and like, help me and get this.
And that happens all the time. I sell a wig and they always come back, and I always tell them, hey, call me, text me if you need me, because they will need me. It is not easy.
So it's like a 12-hour job for you, practically. Because if somebody's going out in the nighttime and they're having problems, they're like, oh, I can't get. I don't know if I don't know if
I have on my Google page, I have 24 hours, and I've had people call me late, and they're like, oh, you're open 24 hours. I'm like, oh no, but I'm here for you 24 hours.
Okay.
Am I gonna answer at 2 a.m? Probably not.
Yeah, probably.
But in the morning when I wake up at 6-7. I'll text you.
And if you do answer at 2 a.m, I don't know if they want to give the best advice.
I'm sorry.
Who
is this? No, actually, I do. I'm really, really good at putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, or just on silent, especially when I'm doing like family or just certain things. It just helps
because it's your it's your personal life, and then plus your business though. Like you don't want to really mix them up. Maybe you should like do you do like, I know there's other applications that you can get like a phone just for your business, and it's still your same cell phone, and they can like voicemails can go into there or something like that.
I don't have that. Yeah. I usually just I probably should get into that. It's getting to that point where I will need to do that,
because you want to have a shop phone. You know what I mean? Like that can be like, even if you just have like that's another idea too.
It is a great idea.
Because
it's a fabulous idea.
So. But yeah, I mean, I think you do build more relationships with your customers. Like that's kind of cool. I like that, and I think it's kind of hard to see them go too. You know what I mean? Or do they come back a lot?
I actually
or do you,
love when they come in. Like today, I saw a lady and her hair was growing back, and I hadn't seen her in 5 months, and her hair was growing back. I was so excited. Like I was so excited because I wear the wigs too, and like I said last time, they're not easy. They're not, and I have a 10-year background on them. Imagine just coming in and you're dealing with health issues, and on top of that, like trying to fix or work with the wig. So when I took her wig off, I was like, oh my gosh, your hair's growing back. She's like, yeah, do you think I should like maybe like cut it or something? I'm like, I think you should trim it. It's gonna start growing more. You're not even gonna have to wear your wig. And actually, I don't get sad. I'm just like more excited. I'm like, oh yeah, because sadly, cancer, it's like an ongoing ball. There, as of right now, they haven't provided us with like a cure. So no matter what, like my services are always going to be needed. Hopefully not forever, but yeah. But so it's amazing to see that, like when their hair starts to grow back. It's really cool.
How did you get started? Like when, like, I mean, I don't remember, like, I kind of just like saw you blow up in like wigs and stuff, and like wigs, and I kind of like, I mean, what's the background in that? Like, how were you introduced to it? Like,
this is a great story.
Oh, this is a fabulous story. So I worked at Laguna Rivera Guest Home with elderly people, and I actually thought that that's what I wanted to be, a caregiver. My mom did that for many years, and it's really hard work. I can't believe I wanted that, because it involved from getting them up from bed, changing their diaper, cleaning them, feeding them, the whole thing. I did that for a few years, and then when they let me go, I had to get a new job, and I have always helped cleaning houses, So one of my aunts took me to one day on a Friday. I had told her, hey, I lost my job. Like, can I come clean houses with you? Like, I had just moved out with my now husband, and I was young, and we had to pay rent. So what are you going to do? So I call my aunt, and next thing you know, I walk into Patty's house, who is my mentor mother. I walk in, and she's just like so excited to just have Blanca, because she loved my aunt, and then she sees this young girl, and I was 8 like 18 at the time. And she was just like, oh, like, come in, like, who are you? And I just started like talking to her, and next thing you know, I tell her like, oh, I had just lost my job, I'm here to help my aunt clean houses, like, da da da. And she's like, no. So she like holds my hand. She's like, I was just upstairs on my knees praying to God because I need an assistant. Would you work with me? And I was just like, oh my God, no way. I started to cry, and it was just like crazy. I couldn't believe it. Next thing, so she basically hired me on the spot, and I was like, well, I don't know how to do hair
Wow.
or like anything. She's like, oh, I need you to do like all of the paperwork, be like my assistant, blah blah blah. And so yeah, that's how it happened. And I was under her wing for about 10 years. She retired due to like really heart issues. She is a cancer survivor, colon cancer, stage 4, given a month to live. It's been like over 10 years, and she's still with us. And
That's
she's
insane.
amazing. She's a theater arts major. She's just the most amazing woman in the world. And so she like taught me all of this. So when she hired me, it was at her house. All downstairs was her salon, and then we started going to the garage for like the shipping, because it was getting so crazy, like big. And then so her son came on board, and then started doing like helping more with like the website part and all of that. We got so big, we had to move to a warehouse on Loker in Carlsbad by Palomar Airport. And it was huge. I mean, like a huge warehouse. So she had her room, and that's when she was like, okay, you're gonna start seeing clients, because like we need to bring more income, right? You're gonna see clients that are, and I was like, oh no, like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm great on the phone, I'm great at selling, like, no, I don't even know how to put a wig on. She's like, I'm gonna teach you. And I was like, no. Like, I was so against it. I was like, I like, no, I didn't believe in myself. I was like, no. And she's like, you have to, like, we're gonna do this. So she would have me put wigs on her. Like, I would play with her, like, kind of thing. Like, we would play it out. She would get out of the office, and she would walk in. And she like, and like at first I would get all nervous. She's like, stop, like, relax, ask, do they want coffee, this, that. And it was just like,
it's the hospitality when you get in, right?
It was so nerve-wracking, because I didn't know how to put a wig on.
Oh, wow.
I knew the wig color styles and all that. You send me a picture, like, oh, that's your style. Boom, measurements. This is how much we're gonna sew. We're gonna cut it thin, and then we mail it to you. But you're having me take care of them there in person, talk to them. I don't know. That was really nerve-wracking, but I'm glad she taught me that, and I'm glad she believed in me. And when she came, it was actually on Halloween 4 years ago. That was my last day working for her. And she came to me, and she was just like, you can do this. Like, I'm going to send an email to all of our clients. Whoever wants to follow you, they're going to follow you. At that time, people would text me to my number, like her clients, be like, hey V, can you send me another one? Hey V, like, I need shampoo, I need conditioner. And I'll be like, okay. And we would just charge their card, because that's like the information we had. And it was like hard for me to like say no. She's like, you can do this, I believe in you, I know you can do this, come on, you were that, just go back to that young girl that came to clean my house. I knew you weren't meant to be a house cleaner.
Wow.
And I was just like, whoa, you know, and like, I was still scared, but somehow I followed through, did my thing, did my work, found my little salon, did all the paperwork, all the hard things that are, you know, mistakes. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're here to help you guys, to like guide you through that, so that through our 1001 mistakes, you guys can, you know, use those mistakes to better yourself and do better. And so that's my story. That's how it happened. And here I am 4 years later, still doing wigs, now wearing them.
That's so cool. That's a crazy transformation. I can't believe. So, I mean, a lot of the times it just takes one person believing in us, you know, like this just person, like, one person. Yeah, it's just like finding that person, like, you know, and sometimes we're lucky to have multiple persons like that in our lives, and sometimes we don't even have anyone, you know. And I think that's what we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach those people that maybe do not have, are less fortunate, and maybe can see a little bit of something of themselves in ourselves, and be able to help them out that way too. Because, you know, I think everybody can do it. Everybody can reinvent themselves. Everybody can live a different day a better day every day and better themselves every day. You have that opportunity. We all have the same amount of time, and during the day, during the hours, sometimes we do get lazy, and it's our bads. It sucks. We are human though. It just comes down.
Especially the ones that think that you can't, because I feel like I was at a point where I just didn't think I could do what I didn't see myself where I am. I wanted to be like, oh my gosh, yes. Did I want? Yes. But did I think so? No way. Are you kidding me? What do you mean you want me to go and handle the IRS and the taxes and the da-da-da-da-da and the business license? And I was so scared.
Wow.
But
it's crazy.
It is scary stuff. Like, we've been doing a lot of research, and it's like, oh my God,
it's
much.
A whole
we did
new
like
world.
5 hours of research on Friday, no?
Mm-hmm. That was just Friday. We've been doing research.
No, Thursday was.
We've been
Thursday
sitting
was
just on the computer, there's talking. A lot of things to do. Like, I mean, there's a lot of everything, especially because we have so many goals, I think, with everything that we want to start and begin with, your business. Like you said, if this lady alone did that much, with you as soon as you got on board, like, imagine that. Like, that's crazy. Like, they think about that. If Patty was able to build that empire, that little empire for you in that little bit of amount of time that you were there, and you became her personal assistant, and you like just helped out that much,
And let me throw in there that when I first started working with her, it was every Friday. And it was just literally every Friday. And she wanted to start me like at like $12. And back then that was a lot. Wow. And I looked at her and I was like, oh, I'll do it for 10. She's like, oh, okay. So then she's like, okay, well, that helps. She started doing it like 2 days and then 3 days. And it started like growing.
Oh, okay.
And it's all about like, sometimes like people te da la mano, like they'll give you a hand, but we take advantage of that. And I say we because we are all human and we make that mistake, and you just have to be grown up and like mature and realize like if someone's giving you the hand, like don't take advantage. Like, be thankful and grateful and see how like you can turn around and maybe help that person or another person again while we're sitting here.
Especially when they're dropping so much knowledge though, right? Like, I think we have to be able to see that too from other people when people are being vulnerable and they're being able to let you in that much, because not everybody's going to grab you under their wing and be like, dude, this is my business and this is the background of my business and this is how I get into it and these are the ins and outs. It's very difficult to find that. You're not just going to be able to just come in and do that,
That's like free game. No one's going to give you free game like that.
That's true.
It's free game.
And she definitely saw something in you, like a spark in you. And I mean, I think everybody carries that spark. Everybody has it. And there's a different hunger in everybody that carries in their lifetime, in their life.
And maybe like, honestly, like I got to a point where I started to see it as this, I used to say like her legacy. Like, I wanted to keep her legacy alive because I feel like it's like her dream. Just like we're sitting here with our dreams, our goals, our achievements. I feel like this is what she started so long ago, from like when she decided to be in theater arts major. Like, she had a vision. She knew what it was. And this was just like me being so close to her, and like she just give me that light, what I needed, that vision too, because it's like it trips me out. I was never in my intentions or like my goals to be anywhere near hair or beauty or any of that. I'm not good with my makeup. I don't feel like I'm good with my makeup. Like, I got good with like wigs, but I didn't even know how to cut. Like, I'm a lefty. I don't even think I hold the scissors properly.
You don't think so? But I think everybody needs to be able to, que se déjate llevar. You have to be able to, be able to learn. You have to be able to like learn new things and not be like mente cerrada. You said that last time. Why would you close yourself to an opportunity to better yourself? I think you saw that. That lady's probably, she was like, wow, this girl is like so much more that she can be doing rather than house cleaning, because it's such a big leap, and we all go through it, because we obviously you have to start somewhere, especially if we didn't go to school. We had to start going into our parents' businesses, and our parents are showing us the way, and I think that's the best. Like, I really think that's a really good way, because I was listening today and they were talking about how, you know, in 30 years, like anything that we teach these kids, it's not going to be relevant because times are changing just so fast. Yes. You listen to the Kanye? Yes.
I listened to it on the way home today.
I would listen to that all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I fell asleep a little bit, so I didn't hear some of it, but
it was really,
he's good.
Really good.
I don't know.
It makes me see Kanye West in a different light, and
Mm-hmm.
it does kind of put in perspective, like, he talked about like some real life shit, like shit that I talk about, like shit that we talk about, like everything. He was talking about, you know, the people in control, and he was talking about like, you know, our kids, like what we teach our kids in school. It's like the people that like invented that stuff died already. You know, it's like we should be evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should be teaching our kids how to grow food. We should be teaching our kids, you know, coding and like, you know, tech.
Yeah. So a lot of the time, a lot of what he was talking about that, and it's crazy how like he kept on mentioning, I'm a civilian. You know, he is like, you know, like he doesn't like even a pop star, you know, like rap star. He's a celebrity, he's a designer, he's a clothes designer, and just the way that his brain works is just like I could relate so much to that, because like he just wants to do everything. And like what he said, like I just grab a thought and then like I jump into another thought, and then I just grab from this one, and then like I pull back, I go to this other one, but then I come back and I bring you to the first thought that you were talking about.
That's how we are.
And that, because we're fucking just all over the place, and we want to, and you can
The
see
last
that,
episode, we would talk about something and we would completely go off topic, but then we would come back to it and it just like all connects and it all makes sense, because everything in this world is connected, just like us. We're all connected in some way, somehow, and it's a cycle of life. Like it, again, we're so caught up and we're so programmed, and you know, we have to unlearn so many things that we really forget. Like that's the little things in life that like make the world go round.
It is. It's what he was talking about the kids, about them learning from us. He said that the kids, you know, like right now, like our children, you know, they're being taught in school, but they're being taught like things that are not really kind of useful in our lifetime right now. Like during COVID, like they can't provide, you know, we don't know how to farm. We can't even like grow our own vegetables. With labor, our labor sucks.
Things.
You know, just like little things, just to like even go hunt.
It's actually a little challenging.
It's work.
It's challenging, and I feel like schools should teach that.
It's challenging, but it's simple.
Yes, it's simple, but I feel like I only because we started doing the whole gardening, but before, remember, I tried with so many plants and they would all die, and I legit would try. I don't know if it was just too much water or like whatever, the energy there or what, but like I got better at it, and I think it's because like I connect with them.
Yeah, your intention was there.
Oh yeah,
your intentions changed,
and I love them, and I talk to them, and I just think they're so beautiful and how they grow, and like I wouldn't do that. And it's just like if schools would teach us that, or teach us like how important it is to like, it's okay to feel, but it's also okay to let go, and like things like that, I think it would be a different world.
Yeah.
So
I think we put too much emphasis on school, or like I don't want to be like, I think we give them too much of our kids too. Like I think that's
that. Have the right.
Yeah, that's not very good either. I think they should be learning a lot of those trades from us. You know, I think I've learned so much. Like my dad is just like my number one person that I like go to, that I've like engraved in the back of my head of, you know, life things and things that he's told me and stuff like that. You know, and you try to follow that every day. You know, and you know that you have a background in this and that, and you know, your parents, you know, whether it's a house cleaning, whether it's a landscaper, like those people have their business. They have sustained your family for years, and your mom and your dad, you know what I mean? Like they've been doing that. They've been hustling every single day for the past, you know, without ambitions and goals, you know, like you can't really go that far. You know, you can't really move them. You're not going to find yourself, you know, and you're going to be lost, and you're going to be, you know, and we have to be able to find that too. You have to be able to help yourself find that too. And I think that is dabbing here and there, you know, because if you weren't house cleaning, you know, hustling with your mom, you know, you wouldn't have had that opportunity and met meant patty, and if you're not out there putting yourself, on the grind mode, you're like, nadie te va a venir a buscar en la casa. Te va a decir, hey, aquí está tu dinero. This is your money right here. No, you got to go look for it outside. Whether it's, I'm going to go look for some cans this morning, and I got to go, to every gas station in the morning. I'm going to wake up 5 in the morning. All those gas stations, they're full of cans. You tell me you don't get a good $50 before noon. Yeah, that's a little money right there. Trust me. So if you don't have, and my dad told me that a long time ago. He's like, you need money? He's like, dude. He's like, todos los parqueaderos de los 7-Elevens, de los gas stations en la mañana están llenos de todos los landscapers. Están agarrando sus Red Bulls, Vete a cada lugar esos y da tus tarjetas. I do business cards. I do magnets. I do flyers. I do for your business. One of those is gonna get you. One of those guys is going to be able to like come in and, ¿cuántas tarjetas? Okay, ahí está. Ya más al rato. Yo te hago el diseño y todo eso. Boom. It's just, but are you willing to wake up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, get these, people before they go to work? It's just little things like that. You have to be able, there's money everywhere. So, but are you willing to hustle for it? Are you willing to like put that extra step? And,
put the footwork.
And put the hard work, like the labor, like you said, it is hard to dig up a garden, to like, put your shovel into the ground, to water that plant every day. You forget, but if you don't do it.
Don't water your plants every day.
Yeah.
Oh, no?
No. You will definitely kill them.
You will drown them.
Okay.
I like to spray. Oh.
Yeah,
what?
I missed them.
Okay, so
have you not watered her?
I haven't watered her.
Okay,
No,
she'll be
sorry.
fine.
I know. I was like, I felt bad about earlier because I put it down
every week.
Okay, pues la cosa fue que la metí para allá arriba, la subí para arriba because I was like, I don't want it to fall off of that little stand.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, but I don't think it was a good spot, so I'm just gonna move it right here to the middle after we're done and stuff. But yeah, because se me olvidó allá arriba, so it was like out of mind, out of sight.
We can put her here after we're done, so in the morning when the sun comes up, it hits it. It could use a little bit of
she'll be fine, especially without the water. Like, we'll water her every Monday.
Oh, that's so cool. We have a little plant planted. So little, you've been doing the homeschooling a little bit more than you're a veterana in this. What was something that kind of enticed you to like be able like to do that? Like what pushed you to do that? Like, was it just work?
So no, actually, so I started homeschooling 3 years ago. So it was like 2017. My son was 5 years old, four or five. But I stopped giving him his vaccinations when he was 2 because, I was kind of like, I feel like I've been woke since high school, but I didn't really apply it into my lifestyle until after I became a parent. And I'm not completely, where I want to be, in my awakening process. I'm still very much, I fall into, certain temptations of the world that I probably shouldn't be. But so I stopped vaccinating him at 2 years old.
That's my brother.
And when I realized how many vaccinations he had, I kind of freaked out because it was a lot. And I was like, how come all these shots need to go into my baby? And then I started doing research on like what is actually in vaccinations, and I don't even know if it's true, what's in them, but it was enough for me to be like, oh no, he's not gonna get them. So I started homeschooling him, and it was cool. He did fine, and the school that he was going to, I don't know if they like forgot that he didn't have his vaccines, but he was coming into class like a couple of days a week. So he would go to school then he would go 5 days a week, but only for 3 hours. And to me, it was just like for him to have, social time and, hang out with his little friends or whatever. And then eventually, his teacher was like, oh, the office, told us that he doesn't have his shots, so he can't come back to campus until he has his shot. So I then I was just homeschooling him for a year, and then last year he decided that he wanted to go to school. So I told them, if you want to go to school, you have to get your vaccines. And one thing about Caleb, he hates shots. He is deathly afraid of shots. It got to the point where his pediatrician was my pediatrician, so she's known me since I was like his age.
That's cool.
And so she would call me, and she would call my mom, and she would tell them, or tell me, like, oh, you need to bring Caleb in for his vaccines, like he's due for his vaccines. He hasn't had a physical in a year. And it was like, he hasn't had a physical in 2 years, because I know, like, she would always try to push the vaccines. So I would go get his physicals, but I wouldn't vaccinate him. And I would tell her, like, oh, his dad is against the vaccines.
Oh,
so I would just push it on his dad, right? And then it kind of got to the point where I just felt pressure from the doctor. And obviously, like, I've known her forever, so, you know, it's different. It's not like going to fucking Kaiser and, you know, some random doctor sees you. It's like, no, this was my doctor, my sister's doctor, my brother's doctor, my cousin's doctor. So she's known our
La
family
confianza,
forever. And she would call me and be like, oh, like, you can bring him in and you don't have to do any shots. Like, yeah, but I knew that I didn't have to give my son vaccines. So I got to the point where his dad would take him to his physicals, because I just couldn't take him. And so again, like, she would ask him, like, oh, Caleb is due for his vaccinations, and his dad would be like, oh no, his mom's against it. So nos tirábamos la culpa.
There you go.
And yeah, and so when Caleb would have to get blood work done, his dad would have to take him, because I just couldn't deal with Caleb in that, like, state of my, like, of fearness. I just couldn't. So
it breaks your heart, huh?
It
does. It does. I've seen, like, the couple of times that I've seen Jazzy. Yeah, it does.
It's fucking sad.
It's sad. It's super sad.
And so I remember Caleb estaba chiquito. He was like 4 years old or something, and he had to have blood work done. And so his dad took him, right? And he called me. Caleb called me crying, and he was like, you lied to me. You said that they weren't going to give me shots, and they gave me a shot, but they took blood out, but to him it's a fucking shot.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but I didn't take you. And he was like, yeah, but you set it up. And it was so heartbreaking. He stayed at his dad's house for a whole week, because he was mad at me for a whole week, and he did not come home for a week. And
no, that's
yeah, so, you know, it was a decision. I left it up to him, and I told him, you know, if you want to go to school, Caleb, you have to get your shots. And I mean, at this age, he was already 5 or 6. So I felt comfortable vaccinating him, because, you know, he wasn't a little baby. You know, he was older. He could tell me how he feels. And now I feel like if I have a child, I will not vaccinate at all.
That's so crazy. I don't know, like, how do they pressure you so much into doing this stuff? Like, you know, like, it's every single time that, you know, it's a reminder. It's a constant reminder. And the flu shot.
Siempre me decía the flu shot. And I told her, no, we don't do the flu shot. He's never had the flu. We're just not going to do the flu shot. I know people that have died from the flu, and their families, like, you know, gets their flu shot every single year. And again, like, I'm not just going to trust this vaccine. Like, I'm not gonna trust the doctors. Like, right now I'm dealing with a bunch of health issues, and, like, the treatments and, like, tests that they want to run on me, es todo por dinero. I don't really need that stuff. Like, yeah, I have problems. Like, I know I have problems. I'm working on my problems, but the magnitude that they're making my problems out to be, like, it's not that serious.
Do you think it, like, causes you to, like, does it mess with your head? Like, you know what I mean? Like, como que they engrave it more into your head, and you feel like you're doing more tests and more tests and more tests, so it becomes more of a problem, and you're thinking about it more all the time.
Like, so you activate it in your brain.
Yeah,
like the first time that I did physical therapy, everyone in physical therapy was old. I was the only young girl.
Wow.
And so I was like, what am I doing here?
Oh
Like,
my
do
God.
I really need this?
Such a bummer, huh? Whoa.
Yeah. But for me, it was for strength. You know, it wasn't like I had to rehabilitate. For me, it was strength because, you know, I had my motorcycling accident. It was just like a downfall. Like, it was just like, it's been a bad year for me. And so, like they thought I had nerve damage. So they wanted to do this test called EKG where they test your nerves and they poke you. And like, it's supposed to be very painful. My aunt's husband actually just had one, and he's like this big man that's like ex-military and stuff, and he was telling me that it was like the worst pain, you know, ever. And so when I went to my my pain management doctor, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this test on you. And I was like, come again? And so when I told my acupuncturist, oh, they want to do an EKG on me, she was like, why would they do that to you? She's like, you don't have nerve damage. She said that, you know, I don't have dead nerves. She said, I can fix you. Like, I can heal you. You just have to come see me. And I do feel better. Like, now doing physical therapy, acupuncture, like, I feel better. I don't think I need to have that test done. But again, it's all for money. Like, Caleb's doctor would call me because Caleb needed his vaccines because she needed to make her money.
Damn, that's insane.
That's why she would call me.
Yeah.
When I feel like they get in somewhat
an incentive.
like
Well,
they do incentives, yeah.
That's what
Because
Kanye
it's
talked
like-
about too. Like, there's a incentive, like the, you know, the bonus, like Christmas party is like, you know, is that incentive that you've pushed it on. Like, you know, he was admitted to the hospital, and that's what he was talking about too. Like how the doctor was like, oh, you know, 5-6 different doctors came in and asked him the same question. Do you want this medication? Do you want this painkiller? Do you want this painkiller? So there's like 5 different people come. Like, why
and
the
then
hell?
You have to tell them your story every single time. It's like, holy fuck, I have to tell you again. Like,
well, you have to keep in mind for them it's a business. So the more they give, the more they and if you have insurance, I mean, con más ganas, they're gonna bill them even more. So I am totally against the whole pharmaceuticals, the doctors, the rules, their systems in place that they have set up for how many years, and we still follow it. I actually, for my son, he's zero. He's never had one. And when vaccinations, yeah, like he's never had one. So when I first gave birth, they told me I couldn't take him home and I was like, okay, well then I guess I'm gonna stay here. Like, I legit said that, and they looked at me like, you're crazy. And I was like, I can't take him home. I'm not going anywhere. Like,
wow,
you kidding me? So did I take my child home? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all on how you stand up. It's how they will scare you. They did. Like, there was a couple of times when he was very, very young, that we went to the doctor for like follow-ups and stuff, and they're like, oh, like if you don't, you're gonna have to sign here. We're gonna have to contact,
don't sign those forms.
Honestly,
I've never.
I did too. And
that's probably one of the worst things that we can do because it's a loophole.
They'll use it against
you. And if your son becomes sick,
yes,
they can use that form against you and take your baby como un
it becomes part of their property.
Yeah, it's like it's for the safety of others.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, like quarantining, like type of thing, like with the coronavirus now too. Like they said, you know, like they weren't letting people go in and visit their family members. Family members were dying in hospitals, and nobody was able to go in and visit them. So, you know, you signed a form before you go into the hospital admitted. So if you don't sign that form and you have coronavirus and you're like over here, then and you never got your vaccines, they're gonna be like, oh well, now you got to get all your vaccines before I can even touch you. So
Yeah,
and then
it's
that's when
crazy.
you're in dire need.
But then the thing of it is, it's like all money. It goes back to ching ching.
So wait, what were you saying? One time you took him to the.
Oh, so we took them, and they did scare me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, they did scare me. But all I can think about was I have rights too. And if I feel some sort of way and my child is healthy, like if my child wasn't healthy and it was something he needed because he's sick or whatever, then yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm going to like do my research and then we'll follow through. But if you have and I have a healthy child, then we're good, you know. So with like school, they told me that because he doesn't have them, and again, I've had the same issue as you, little, where they're like, they call me and they're like, oh, we need his updated vaccinations. We don't have da da da. I'm like, oh, well, he doesn't have them. Well, wait, what do you mean? And I explained the whole thing, and they're like, oh, well. And then they give me this whole little speech that I know that they have it like right there, and they just like read it, and I'm like, okay, I understand that. I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? Like, they always just put you in that position where they want to hear you say, okay, I'm gonna pick up my kid and go give him the whatever vaccination he's missing.
Like that,
like,
little,
I'm not gonna say that.
Like they're waiting for you to change hearts.
Yeah. So then, when
God.
this whole thing with coronavirus like happened, he was supposed to go back to school, and so then they contacted me when it was supposed to be virtual, and they were like, oh no, we can't even give him virtual. I'm like, dude, because of that reason. I'm like, and I literally told the lady, I was like, you're going to deny education to my child for that reason, and he's not even going to be physically
there
in class. Are you kidding me? Like, this sounds
so,
super ridiculous.
So what is it really about? So is it really about contaging other people? Like,
exactly.
So is it really like,
it's the fear, it's the control, it's like, you know, it's
that's
just
insane.
all that.
That's
and
an
when I said
Escondido.
that,
Thank you, God.
It's
actually everywhere. California.
Especially
Jesus
California.
Christ.
With this fucking governor, do your research on this
It's
motherfucker.
crazy. So like when they told me that, I was like, I you know, think of, she just stood quiet. She didn't know what to say. I'm like, you think about that. You let the principal know exactly that, or if I need to talk to her, I'll be more than happy to do so. It just doesn't make sense, but you let me know. I gotta go. I have a client, and I did, and we'll talk soon. And it was just like that. And did my child end up having virtual? Yes. Was there issues? No. Was it just you standing up and you stand firm? And if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. Now, I know there's going to be people out there listening and you feel other ways. That's fine. That's fine. We respect that. You respect mine. And if the vaccinations are so safe and your kid has it and you have it, shouldn't worry about me or my kid or whoever else. Because you're safe.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
And as long as we all feel safe and we're good, then let's just keep going. That's what the world is. And like, you know, it's all about like, we can't always agree. We have to be cool with that.
No, most definitely.
Yeah,
so are you planning on doing, so you're going to be doing the homeschooling for
100%. Right now I'm taking advantage
and that's
of the
weird.
virtual.
Like, is it just homeschooling until like what, till you get to college, till you can pay for it? So until now I got money, I'm going to be able to pay for my college. But if you think about college? That, you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you don't, well, most of us didn't go, we've found a trade in our own lifestyle, in our own life,
gift.
You know, and it is just kind of just hatching away at different things. You know, if you're not open-minded to like start at retail, and you're not open-minded to, you know, start at you know, Wiener Schnitzel, you know, there's those hats. Remember those hats?
And again, we all
you
had
know,
to
at
have
the mall.
those jobs.
Yeah, it is. That's how you started off.
Jobs.
And start off with them guys like in like, you know, with a good attitude, man, and a lot of like motivation. Go to work every day just trying to be better for yourself. Don't think about the companies. Like, don't think about like, you know, I think sometimes we focus like, oh, we work for here, or we work for them, or look at them, they make more money from us. You know, focus on yourself, dude, and trust me, like you will climb up those ladders, and you will find job offers. Because trust me, like there's always one person looking. There's always somebody
just
looking.
Like me.
Yeah, it gets down to it, because to me, I'm motivated. Oh, man, that guy, he doesn't matter, man. He's flipping those fries with freaking like con animo. He's like boom, boom, getting it done. Boom, he gives it to the customer. They're nice and hot, and he pops them into his car, and that customer just leaves, and he like grabs the fries. He like, ooh, they're so hot. That's how I like to get him. You know, I'm like, ooh, hell yeah, bro. That's my fries. You know, that's my fries. But you know, they're fresh. You know, that guy just like did his best service. You know, you came through the drive-through and handled that. You know what I mean?
I want a burger
but
now.
that's gonna be, you know, if you live that lifestyle, if you live that mentality every day, you're always gonna get better. Trust me. It just takes that little bit. That it just, sometimes we feel down. We got to keep it going. We got to keep it moving. I know it sucks. Kenny's like, oh, don't you feel tired today? I was like, yeah, I know I feel tired, but you know, like, let's not lose motivation. You know, we already got it started. You know, we already got the wheels rolling. Boom, boom, boom. Let's keep it going. You know, because that's what's gonna be. You know, even if it's just 30 minutes, if it's just an hour, if I fall asleep halfway through, you know, but whatever it is, you know, just come and just hang out for us. You know, just for a little bit. That's just part of, you know, building that system in place in our lifestyles to be able to like. To the ethics too, yeah, right, yeah.
And
the
we're
work
only
ethic.
getting better. I mean, we really are. It's just getting better and doing better. And I feel like systems in place has helped me a lot. Just coming in on Mondays, like I look forward to it. And it's also like allowing me to see what I need to work on.
On
Like
Wednesdays. Wig Wednesdays. Yes, yes, yes. Woo. So, lady, tell me a little bit about your wigs though today though.
Wait, hold
This is
on.
pretty cool. I want to
Before we
see.
get into
Okay,
that,
okay, okay.
Did you hear when Joe Rogan said systems in place?
Yeah, I know. See, that's all.
Oh.
Yes,
He
he
said,
did.
yeah,
So
he's
yes,
like,
yes,
there's
yes.
all these systems
Systems in place. I was like,
Really?
yes. I was like, yes.
You better recognize.
You better recognize. You better recognize.
Dude,
Oh
you
my
need to
god.
listen to that episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've always felt. Obviously, I was a Kanye fan growing up. And then when all this shit, you know, everyone was like hating on Kanye, and he like became a Trump supporter, and he was like, you know, and he kind of lost his shit, you know. But I feel like at one point we're all gonna lose our shit.
Yeah, it comes down. Yeah, it does. Not to lose your shit, but you're just like, why the fuck is everybody fucking trying to run my life and trying to guide me the way that I need to go?
And it's crazy
Yeah.
because, like, todo lo que dijo, I related to it, not personally, but, you know, with other people. Like, you know, I've known people that, you know, they had to have a, was it 5150 when they go, like, they take them because they're having a mental breakdown, and they take them to,
okay,
I think
okay.
it's a 5150. So
I've
I
never heard
know
of that. That's
people that, you know, have gone through these things, and they have been forcibly medicated, and it's like, imagine someone forcing you to take a pill, and you're in a place where you don't know, and you're at your lowest point in your life, and they're feeding you something you don't know. You don't know how that's going to affect your chemistry. You don't know how that's going to affect your DNA. Like, you don't know.
That's insane. Yeah, it's crazy because he just made it seem like so real, you know, like he was just him. You can see he just opened up like just to the way the conversation is with Joe, you know, it just comes out like you just kind of just open up to him, and that's just what like Kanye did, you know, like, and he came in, and it was just, you know, it was just.
And he just talked.
Yeah, it's what you wanted to hear for Kanye.
A long
yeah,
time, I was like, I have not heard
I've
Joe.
never-
I have not heard Joe say anything for like 30 minutes, and Kanye's just rambling. Like, he's just going off and about this and about that and design and like his mom and just so many things that is so relatable. And you think, oh my God, Kanye West. He's always been very outspoken and very, you know, like loud and, you know, kind of like no filter, but this was really like genuine. He didn't even really, like, usually I feel like people now are like, oh, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian's husband, but he didn't even mention her name at all in this interview.
Oh,
He said
yeah,
my
yeah.
wife.
Yeah, my wife.
Like,
yeah.
once
oh,
or
yeah,
twice,
yeah.
but he did not speak about Kim at all. And, you know, he talked about how he was $52 million in debt, and now he's a billionaire.
No, he's actually like he's worth $5 billion actually.
He said 3.
When they did the story on him, it actually came out. He said
maybe with all
he
his
said
assets and
yeah
stuff.
yeah he said after he took he joined with Gap, so now he's like he's
Oh, yeah,
making clothes with
'cause-
Gap,
yeah.
and then plus he's got the Adidas, the Yeezys, and everything, and he's just like how he talks about how just there's just ideas all day brewing, like that's just how I can relate so much to that, because like my ideas are just like I'm working on like a designing for my DJ Nasty shirts, and you know, and I'm working like we're editing the podcast, and now I'm like DJing this weekend, and then like I've got to get my music ready, so but it's like it's never tiring, you know, you're not really
Because that's his
it's
passion.
a passion, you know, you build it up, dude. You're just like on the go, and he's just so devoted to like everything that he does, and you can totally see that, like that's what you want to like attract yourself, like that's what you want to like, you want to get closer to that, you know, you want to be able to feed off of that. Sometimes it sucks because like we say like we're using those people, but no, those people are just they love to be there for other people, just like the same way that we love to be there for other people.
Yeah.
And they like to suck up the energy, like, but that's somebody that you should also be there, like, oh my God, just to learn from that and like be able to hear his perspectives of life and just how everything that, you know, comes in to his life.
Interview.
It was, yeah. So it was a nice one. It was like, it was amazed also about like the way that he was talking. What is he talking about? being like a president. So he wants to be a president now too. So you could write him on the ballot. And then but just
he almost made me want to vote for him.
Oh God.
Yeah. So it comes down to it. Like, I mean, obviously,
compared to the candidates that we have right now, and listening to this interview, he made so much more sense, and I feel like my views align more with his than
because he
both of
talked
the
a lot.
candidates.
He's in line with God. He's talking about God just throughout the whole podcast. He's just how much he is a servant of God. He's a servant of God before men, you know, like before anything he is, before anything here he is in the world, you know. So he cannot, the only thing that he fears is God, is Jesus. So that means that he cannot fear anything else in this world. So he said that he's ready to be the leader.
Crazy shit. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So to say
Yeah,
that,
he's ready. He said he's ready to lead the free world. You know, to be that person that's gonna be able to, you know, take family, you know, like our foreign affairs, or, you know, whatever it is that the presidency needs to be. That's what he's gonna be, and because he has God with him, next to him, and he's gonna be able to, you know, take on. You know,
I like that I will say I'm not like crazy fan, or I haven't really given energy to that, so I can't really
relate to it.
My point of view, but I will say that I do like that how he like believes in himself. Like he's like, this is what it is. He may be telling you, boom,
a
boom.
genius. Yeah. He refers to himself as a genius. He's like, before when he came out with the genius thing, everyone was laughing at him, right? And it was kind of like around the time that I felt like he was kind of like losing his shit. But now he's like, yeah, I'm a genius. And the way he says it, it's like he's saying, I'm Kanye West. Like, I'm a genius, and I do this and I do that. And
we
I'm
always
genius.
laughed at the geniuses until they're no longer here.
Right?
Yeah,
we always have. I mean,
and he talks about like Nikola Tesla and about Edison, how Edison like fucked it all up for Nikola Tesla, and how he just goes into so many things, and it's like
that the normal people wouldn't.
He speaks our language. He literally speaks our language.
It does. It was a pretty cool interview.
And off the bat, it was just like facts.
Yeah, it was
facts.
juicy.
It was just like there was no dull moment in that conversation. And I recommend everyone go listen to it. And, you know, he does talk about some things that I'm kind of like, but I'm trying to be more open and more understanding. And, you know, just because I don't believe, you know, some things that he said doesn't mean, you know, I'm not willing to accept that point of view.
A lot of the things he was talking about is unity too, man. It's this whole world. What is these problems that we have? He said, I'm a problem fixer. You know, you can pull that too if you like. Yeah, there you go. He said, I just need to see the problems, and I will build the solutions. I will have the solutions. But if I don't have them in front of me, I don't know how to fix them. He's like, but I will find the people the solution. We will build it together. He's like, why did we not look to sustain? Why did we look at it as like the United States sustains itself over here, and China over here, and then this over here, and this? Why isn't it the whole world? He said, how much is the world worth? If the United States is in debt, then how much is the world worth? So it's like, you know, like all these billions and trillions of dollars that the United States is in debt. Like, how is it that it's in more debt than what the world is worth then? And it's like trippy, you know, like just the perspective of mind that he has, that, you know, like a human being, like, you know, that just ideas are firing all day long. But it's because you exercise it, man. It's not just one day to another. This is one thing that is just, you know, this is going to be consistency every single day.
Yeah,
that you got to
questions the world around him.
Exercise your brain.
And
just like we exercise.
You know, going back, you know, we're all just living day by day. We don't question it. Everyone vaccinates their kid as soon as they pop out, like, and we don't question it, right? Because how can
easier. It is easier. I mean, I've had a challenging time with this whole school thing. You recommended places. I talked to people and stuff like that I know homeschool too. And it's not easy. You don't just say, oh, let me make my life a lot harder and look for more issues. I mean, why would you do that? No. And if you do, is because you're questioning things. You're like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Or certain things like that. I told you, I was so like excited about like seeing everybody at your party. Everybody was either pregnant or had kids, and like, no joke, like I would love to have another baby. Like, I would love to have another blessing, but in the world we live in, I don't think so. It's so hard, and I fought this fight for so long. It's like it's not easy. So people don't question it because it's easier to just go along with the flow, deal with it, and just instead of making your
Ser
life harder.
conformista, like you just like you kind of just like you're just like, "Ugh, I don't want to bother anybody, so please don't bother me," and then like let's just go day by day. But I think that we're not gonna evolve like that. That's what he's talking about too. Like we have to evolve. Why are we not evolving so much faster? If technology is pushing us this much forward, like the internet so much faster, why isn't it that we are also this other things that are, like he said, might as well put on the white wigs and go to the court system and, just wear that stuff right now, because that's the rule. That's the laws that we're following, like, from, 30, 50, 100 years, but they've kept us, they've helped us out. But, there's other ways that we have to be able to terraform and be able to build on new things. We have to be able to
Rebuild.
I honestly thought by now we would have flying cars.
I know, right?
I'm
That
not
was
kidding.
that was the idea that was sold. Like innovation was sold to us, like when we were young, when we were super young, which is good because our minds soared, and I think that's why, that's why we should be able to do it now. You know what I mean? So like, I think, we said, we should have flying cars, but we forgot that we were supposed to be the ones that build those. You know what I mean? I think everybody was like, oh yeah, we should have flying cars.
Waiting for it to arrive.
Yeah, like you're just going to wake up one day and there's going to be a flying car. No, you're supposed to be that, you got that, like you were fed that idea and we put that out into the universe, and that should have been like somebody lo hubiera agarrado and bam, 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 and, an engineer and stuff like that.
A self-driving car.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're getting close to a lot of those things. The future is here,
We
but
are the future.
yeah, and I think we do kind of like put ourselves into that, like, okay, vamos a esperar till somebody else does it, and that sucks because, we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't like wait until somebody else, starts a podcast, or until somebody else does something else, or builds their business. You should be able to do it yourself because everybody can. We all can. We're more than capable. It just takes a little bit of just taking that first step forward, and then also, like putting your systems in place, putting down, your alarm, putting down, your next day schedule. Who's my client? Who am I going to see? Am I going to study my client? Oh, this is so-and-so Elizabeth, she loves this kind of coffee, and like, and you have those little things in your office that makes you a water and then a coffee. Oh, you want me to stir you up something? You sit down with your client before you start talking with them, 10, 15 minutes in, then you start, oh, let me see your hair, da-da-da. So you made them feel like home first, so they're just like, oh, I'm pampered here, like, boom, boom. Like, that's what you want to build, that relationship with everyday people, and that's what people are looking for now. You know what I mean? I had people come and put the tarp in the chairs, and the guys, the guy and the lady, oh, sorry, perdón, se nos hizo tarde el trabajo. No te preocupes, you guys are good, boom. You guys, we all gotta hustle it, in the afternoons, in the mornings, after work, before, sometimes I've heard of mind your business. Mind, but like mine it, like you mind your own business. Like you're gonna be the miner. You're gonna be digging those coals. You're gonna be digging up those diamonds. Because that's gonna be your business right there. Yeah. Because that's at the end of the day, when I mind my business, that my business is gonna give me more stuff.
And like it's gonna give me lot.
Yeah. So I trip out about that.
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Oh yeah.
Well, you guys want to know something? Ooh. I am a chicken when it comes to like scary movies. I don't like scary movies. I actually wasn't even trying to be her. It was just like it just happened. Really. I've had this shirt for like 5 years, and that's usually what I am every year. Of course, today I like had in mind I was gonna wear this wig, and it was just like, oh, I want to wear that wig because it's brand new. Courtney.
Love.
So it just kind of worked, and then Little did my lipstick. So it just like, I don't know, right?
It did. It just kind of blended right in.
Yeah, you like stepped into it. Yeah, I kind of stepped into the crazy ex-girlfriend because I'm a crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yes, we love that.
La tóxica.
La tóxica, la tóxica, la tóxica.
I just love that word, la tóxica.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It just has that X, like that. Yeah, that.
X, la tóxica.
Yeah,
X.
dude, because you have both X's on there right there, man.
How was your guys this weekend?
I actually, this was like the most I've partied.
Oh yes,
Seriously,
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been good. It's just main work. But this weekend was fun, and I ate so much.
Yes.
I don't
I
regret
ate a lot
anything.
this weekend,
Did
too.
you?
Yeah. Well, I left Friday night to Ensenada, and I didn't get there until like 2 in the morning. And then I woke up, and we went to El Valle, like the vineyards and stuff. And I had breakfast with my aunt and like all her friends, which I know because I've partied with them before. And it's cool because they speak English. So they speak English and Spanish because they're all translators.
Yeah.
So,
they are?
They're all translators. So, I like chop it up with them and they're all cool as fuck. And I've been wanting to go like wine hopping or like, how do you call it? Like,
Bar hopping, or is it?
but it's like vineyard hopping, I guess. But
Oh,
son
really?
viñedos.
Wow.
So, the last time I met them, they were like, yeah, we should definitely do that. And so it happened this time. It was like not really planned. It just kind of happened. And it was good. I wasn't shit-faced or anything. But then they had like a surprise birthday thing for my mom. And they brought like a grupo and stuff, and so everyone was getting faded. I wasn't drunk when I got there, but then I like started taking shots and I just started pounding beers.
But you had like wine.
Yeah, I had like a couple glasses of wine, and I had some drinks, but I was fine. Like I didn't even feel it. I was kind of upset when I got to my aunt's house because I was like, I'm not even drunk, And then I got to the party and I started drinking and I got fucked up, and I busted my lip.
Whoa.
Super faded. I was like, yeah, they called me mala copa. Have you guys heard of that term? Mala copa? You've never heard of that term? Okay, I had never heard of it until this weekend, and it was like when we were like at the wineries, they were asking me like, oh, like Jocelyn, ¿tú eres mala copa? And I was like, no, I'm like a happy drunk. Mala copa is like cuando like you're just a bad drunk. Like no one wants to be around you because you're just like scandalous and shit. And I was like, no. They obviously didn't see me being a mala copa. My family did, but they were asking me, and I was like, no, I used to be like when I was younger. I used to be like an asshole when I would get drunk, but like I'm pretty happy drunk. Yeah, and so at the end of the night, it was fucked up. I hit my head on the dashboard, like at a stop or like a red light or something. And yeah, I just like hit my head because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I didn't want to wear my seatbelt. I was just being like a toxica. And yeah, I was so fucked up the next day. I kid you not. I think I had alcohol poisoning. I was dry heaving. I couldn't keep anything down. I woke up swollen because I was crying. Like, I just looked like a fucking mess. I'll show you guys.
That's pretty crazy. I think
That's
that's
the
a
worst,
toxica.
though.
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
bad.
Oh my goodness.
Look at how I woke up.
Yeah, definitely swollen lips.
Yeah, do you see my lip?
Oh yeah, your eyes.
My eyes, because I was crying. I just look fucked up.
Just a little busted lip on the top, right?
And it hurts so bad. Like, se me está moreteando acá afuera.
But
it hurts.
But the thing of it is, honestly, when shit like that happens, like, you realize why you shouldn't drink like that. I got to a point where, like, según yo, I count my shots, like. But once like the party is going, like, oh man, it's so much fun. Like, we were at Jorge's house. He had
baby shower Sunday, yay!
And oh my god, it was literally like your true. I mean, if you're Mexican, you can relate. Your true Mexican party, like food up the yum. Like, there was food everywhere. There was like so much like desserts. It was just so much, but like liquor wise, oh my god, like, don't get me started. But and my favorite one, like, they had my favorite, and I was just like, I can't like you just you get where you get so fucked up like that, like
que el
faded,
is so good
that you're like, nah, I can't, because you just know. No, yes, but like I can't. No, me neither.
Tell me about it. Yes, I'm that person too. I'm the person that kind of just doesn't know when to
But you're
stop until he like
happy.
blacks out and shit.
I
and
feel
stuff,
like,
you know?
or I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
Oh, yeah.
go
I'm like,
that.
yeah, we're going ham, and we're going all the way. But it just feels a little bit different, you know, like especially with beer and stuff. I think I don't know. Maybe you guys drink. I drink a lot of beer, so I kind of just hate it because like I get more bloated and stuff, and that's why I started being more
You
yeah,
go to the bathroom.
yeah. I started being more conscious of that and stuff. But I mean, alcohol just also gets me so fucked up, and you just black out, and then you just don't remember shit. And the feeling you just hate is like waking up the next day, like, fuck, what did I do? Did I fuck up?
Was thumping.
Yeah, see.
Thumping. Like I cried. My hangover was
That's how
so
much-
bad.
Aw.
I cried. I was crying. I was on the fucking toilet, like with the chair sitting in front of the toilet, like praying to God, like if you get me through this, like I promise I'm not gonna drink.
You're not
for a
gonna drink.
while.
Yes.
And yeah, and then I went because I stayed at this really cute hotel, and then there was a pool on the rooftop, and it had like a perfect view of the ocean. It was like right on the beach.
Oh, that's.
And the guy made me a clamato. They had like a little restaurant, and me hizo un clamato like.
Just to
un
cure it,
potente.
yeah.
He was like, pero no tiene alcohol, and I was like, perfecto.
That sucks that you were such a beautiful place and feeling like shit.
But
I
it
can,
helped.
yeah.
I was literally by the pool for like 3 hours,
Chilling.
just eating, like, cause I could finally eat. I was trying to eat all morning. I was eating sandia and stuff, and
Well,
came
sandia
back
is
up.
actually the worst you can have.
Really?
After, yes.
Don't you
I
just
heard
like picoso?
cucumber is good.
No. Oh yeah,
Cucumber.
cucumber's good. Yeah. Down. That sucks, dude. I did see some of your pictures. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it was really
so
nice.
beautiful.
But anything spicy, really, I mean, does it for me. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
gotta break a sweat in. You know what I mean? Something that gets me going, like un pozole, or like menudo,
But
even some chilaquiles.
But when it's bad, where your head
No.
hurts, like
Yeah,
boom,
it
boom.
does.
It
It
was bad.
depends.
I literally put sweats on and a hoodie, and I was just like in bed sweating, but I was cold. I literally
Damn.
had alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, you did.
Little.
I had alcohol
How does
poisoning.
little support so much alcohol in her
Dude,
body?
I don't
Jesus,
fucking
that's
know.
that's crazy.
I
Okay,
don't
okay,
know.
cool.
Every time I'm like, I learned my lesson, but
You're like, I
then
learned
I'm
it.
over here talking about it again.
I know you can all relate to that. Come on.
Most definitely.
Honestly, the only
Well,
reason I didn't go like crazy yesterday at
Yeah.
your party was because the
We-
day before I got like it was bad. Like when it was my homie's birthday, and then his dad, and I've known him since like 7th grade and stuff, and his dad is so cool, and it's like they take shots, and like I was like, oh, I'll take one, and then I saw this other girl I hadn't seen in forever, and I was just like, oh, like I'll take one, and I was like, yeah, like, and no, kid you not, I was just like, just one, just one. And
Every time she took a shot, she said just one.
no,
Just
I
this one.
promise.
Nomás esta.
I
pues.
promise was just one, and then like somehow he like asked, and then his dad was gonna take one, and I look like the dad's gonna take one, and then I'm like like you're in the spot, like how do you say no? And then after I took that shot, I was like, yeah, you're fucked, So I was like, you know what, I'll just Uber home, like fine. So guess what I kept doing?
Taking shots.
shots.
Oh yes, that's a
Next
Mando.
morning, ooh. And then we had your baby shower, and it was surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise
baby shower.
for
So
Candy.
we
Oh
had
my
to
god.
be here on time, and I woke up feeling so like not cool. And I had a migraine. What was it, like last week or so? And you brought those pills for me, and like within seconds it was gone. So I woke up and I just felt so horrible. And I was like, I'm gonna take one. Like I hate pills. I'm against like pharmaceutical, like all of that. I took it. I took like another shower. I had already showered like at midnight and everything, and like had done it again in the morning at 5 a.m. and then I did it again right before the party because I felt so bad. Got out of the shower. Oh my god, I felt like $1,000,000. I was like, great, let's go. I still arrived late, but
No, you were actually
It
was
was
pretty
so-
on time. Like I know Candy kind of got here
it was
around like
perfect.
it was like 4 almost when she got here. Almost
3:30-ish?
like 3:30ish, almost 4. And everybody was already here. Like like most of the people was like, wait, just don't wait. I was like, oh, don't wait, she's not even here yet. So you guys are good,
Good,
kind of
good.
just get settled in and stuff and everything. And she arrived. Her sister brought her in, and they were out in the store and they were shopping around and stuff. And it was cool, just just giving her a little surprise.
That's
I
cute.
kind of felt bad because I felt like I did it too late into her pregnancy. But I don't know. I kind of like it because her belly was really big now.
Yeah.
But like it did kind of like make get seen. She's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get a baby shower this time, or like da da da. I was like, oh,
especially with all the COVID too.
Yeah, I know, and then and that's what another thing too that I was like, oh, it's kind of good that it's going farther into like October, maybe closer to November, because that's gonna happen. You know, like it. You know, all this COVID can maybe go away and stuff, or things can go get back to more better into normal, more closer to getting normal and stuff like that. So, it was definitely pretty cool to have everybody that came out was awesome. You know, you guys everybody's great. We definitely, you know, had the cool games. Arlene, her friend, was just like awesome. She was just awesome. She was a good host. You know, she was in charge of the games and everything. She
twisted.
She twisted it a little bit into the games and everything that we were playing. Yeah, I don't even know, right? I'm just saying because I'm new to this. I mean, so maybe you've probably seen more.
Well, no, I love baby showers. I'm actually like the queen of winning, like all the time. Right?
Oh, there you go.
Like the chupon one, like I would always win, right?
Okay.
And no joke, like I was like, oh, I'm ready for this, you know, like, you know how I was like, oh, anybody want to play? And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then she would tell us the rules and be like, wait, like I would question her. She's like, no, yeah, this is
that's how the rules go.
I'm like, oh, okay, like
so the first one she had us do was like three little babies on the table, and we had to change the diapers like blindfolded and stuff, and like put like there's like diaper cream on there and Talco, I think. You know, so
them, though,
yeah, well, but I couldn't find them. Like they both took them. So I was like, at the end, is Jazzy's a winner, you know. So Jazzy got her gift, you know, and everything. So, and that was us starting off the games.
Did better.
Yeah, she did kind of do better though. She's good. See, so
she's already a pro.
She's a pro. Yeah, she's probably YouTubed it already.
Yeah, I'm sure.
How to put diapers on a baby.
That's cute.
That's cool.
So yeah, we had it was a good weekend too. Like I mean, parties. There's a lot of parties going on right now. It seems like it's kind of going back to a little bit normal, but we have to be careful because I don't know how long it's gonna last, and you know. So, but you know, I did have a birthday party on Friday, and then you know another first communion on Saturday. So. Yeah, it's getting you know, busy and stuff, and I think we're cutting it short too with the party and everything. So, you know, it's always just that build up to parties. I mean, anybody that throws parties, you know how you guys can relate.
Well, invite me because I never go to parties.
Oh, there you go. See, so we're gonna there you go. So Jazzy's is next too. So I mean, I don't know, but we're probably just gonna hang out for a little bit. Probably just have a little dinner and stuff because. It starts to get too hectic.
You
already
big
had a
party.
party to go to this
We
weekend.
do.
Oh yes. Where?
Two.
There's two. There's like three going.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, we can go to. But
Misters
I think
and
I want to
Mrs.
go to my cousins because
we have to go to your cousins.
You know, the younger crowd, and the other one there's gonna be kids and stuff. I'm not trying to party with kids.
Oh, so
yeah.
And see, that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go to a party like I don't know. I'm gonna say like 5. Like from like 5 or 6 to like 10, and then I'm gonna go with my mom. You know, my little mom outfit. Like, oh hey,
mom costume.
My mom costume. And then you're gonna come pick me up, and then of course I'm gonna go home, change,
dress like putas. Just kidding.
Whoa.
I mean, why not?
It is Halloween weekend, man. It's
Hey,
Halloween weekend.
I just
Hey.
watched Mean Girls last night. Yeah, it's the only time of the year. So if you haven't got the memo, now you know.
Now you know.
You can
No,
dress like a
honestly,
sloop.
I feel like, and honestly, like I had this other outfit I wanted to wear, but I was like, I can't just, you know, bring the girls out.
Yeah,
Like,
it's cold outside.
It is cold right now, too. I was thinking about that right now. We should get like a heater in here pretty soon.
No, last time I brought my blanket.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, maybe you should have brought your blanket this time too. So
It's in the car.
yeah, be aware, you guys. Like I said, mi casa es su casa. The studio is your studio. So make sure you guys make yourselves at home and stuff and everything.
yeah, I definitely feel like at home. I mean, there's
Okay.
there's the lipsticks.
Are you
really took over.
DJing any Halloween parties?
So yeah, so I got Friday. I got invited to like 2 parties. There's one in Oceanside and then one in like here in Escondido. But I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. We really, I want to go with the wifey too. So you know, obviously we want to go and have fun too. I don't want to be DJing all the time. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. So Saturday's nothing, but Friday's more booked. I got 2 parties. I don't know. What do you guys? Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday's Halloween,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Saturday's Halloween.
But you just had, you had a Halloween party Friday or something?
No, that was just my cousin's birthday. Like it was just, but they didn't dress up or anything like that.
Well, didn't you stay up until like 4 in the morning?
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Dude.
I heard about it, and I
my
was like,
God.
why didn't I get invited? Like,
I know,
sounded
dude.
like so
Okay,
much
so
fun.
that was just my neighbors. So like my neighbors are like they're super chill. Like so they invited us over, and I just usually I don't make anything of it because I was like, dude, you know, they're kind of older, so I was like, all right, cool. But no, they had their garage up, they had the pool table, they had like a bunch of people in the back, and people coming in and out, and Cha-Cha Slide in the kitchen, and you know, Caballo Dorado in the kitchen. I got in there, and I was like, oh snaps, you guys, but you couldn't hear anything from outside, you know, because we were just chilling in the garage right here, and we were just smoking a couple blunts and stuff, and right before just pre-gaming it, and so we head over, and my neighbor's like, what's up, bro? Shot time. And I'm like, oh, geez. Oh, shots. Of course, man. Let's go. Come on. Dude. You know, you invited me over to your party. You know, you guys are having a good time. You can't be like, nah, bro.
And you pregame? How do you say
You
no to that?
pre-gaming it already and stuff. So, yeah. So, we headed up in there. And then, like, automatically, like, the two people were like, hey, like this. Oh, Maria was there. So, and then she was like, hey, what's up, George? Da, da, da.
Maria.
So, I'm not going to say the last names and stuff. But, yeah. So,
Okay.
I know I don't forget about that stuff. You know, we don't want to be calling people out around here. But,
Well,
anyway.
there's a lot of Marias, so we're
Yeah,
good.
Maria. So there was so everybody's chilling in, you know, the kitchen, and you know, had some pizza and like a bunch of cool little so that's another thing that if we do like kind of go to a party, I want to make. They had some fingers, some green fingers, and they had like on the top of it, they had a peanut, right? And it was white, and that was like the nail, right? And like it was like a Frankenstein finger. So it was like weird and like disgusting looking because like on the side of the nail had like blood and stuff. So you're like, ugh. And then they had these Rice Krispie little balls that were orange, right? And then they had like a bone sticking out of it, right? So
That's
and it looked,
cute.
and you were like, ugh, that's kind of like weird, but you know, obviously it's like just sweet. And then they had some white and white eyeballs that were like, you know, powdered white with chocolate. And I forgot what else they had, but
They
you know,
really
just
went out.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know how it is. Like, you know, it's more fun when everybody pitches in. It's always more fun, dude. When you have parties, you know, like that. I've gotten to see that. You know, like sometimes you're just like, oh, why do you invite so many freaking people, and people don't even like, they don't even appreciate the party. You understand? Like, if I invite you and you're like, dude, what can I bring and what can I play? That makes me like, hell yeah, always invite you, because I know that you're not just selfish, like showing up and you're like, hey, I'm here, I got my beer, or I don't even bring a beer, but what you got for me? It's like, I already
So kinda
provided the
like
house out of that atmosphere. We're like, you know, like let's.
Like potlucks.
Mm-hmm.
I've only gone to like 1 or 2 potlucks,
I'm
and
getting cold.
and I actually thought it was like pretty cool, but it was different. Like when I was told to like bring, I was like, what? But then when you get there and everybody brings all kinds of stuff, you're like, oh, okay. Like, so I can see what you're saying about.
Thank you for watching Sip. Our at handles.
Gambling.
You're so cute. I love it. V, Wakes by V.
Okay, and me, Jorge A. Macedo. I'm gonna change that one too. I don't know. We'll see what kind of fits in
You
later
gotta change
on.
it soon before we blow up.
Ah, hell no. We're keeping it like that then. Hell no. I want to just be.
Pitchy.
I just want to be Jorge from now on. I'm just kidding.
You should be like
Have you noticed that I
whore
put
and then G. Jorge.
I think we're just gonna change it to Jam. Jorge Alejandro Macedo, and then we'll just keep it as Jam.
Oh, that's good.